Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you for downloading, and thank you for sharing this episode with a friend.
Anybody else have deja vu?
We are limping around, ladies and gentlemen. Limping around kind of hard after the last week's battle. We need to figure out what we're going to do. So let's turn it over to Rodrigo and see what evil he has up his sleeve this week.
Sleevel, if you...
Mwahaha. So, yeah. Last time...
On Critical Hit.
Did you guys hear the rumble of thunder when he spoke?
That was just me.
Rob hasn't eaten lunch yet.
No.
No, I ate it like an hour ago. It's about time.
Meanwhile,
Gross.
back at the game.
So,
Focus.
as I was saying, yes, our intrepid adventurers are in the middle of a progressively more dire-seeming rescue mission, and they were sort of trapped in a kill room, but they were not killed. They were almost killed, but not quite. And now they find themselves licking their wounds, metaphorically mostly, and waiting. I think we did say that they had heard some movement, not immediately outside, but possibly somewhere on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, Sakar has a big metal
Thing on my head.
cylinder still attached to his head.
So what happens if I yank at it?
It really hurts.
You probably shouldn't pull on that. Let me look into that.
Do you have any heals to give a little sparkle?
I could if we don't want to go into the battle. Well, do we? Well,
Here's a problem.
Potions also take.
Healing surges, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming we got a short rest, I spent my last 2 healing surges, which means I'm still bloodied.
I mean, there's always my darts, but then if we have any more fights, that'd leave us a little low.
Yeah.
I think we have to.
And I think there will be some more fights.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm fine with kind of just going into the fight as I am and trying to be as cautious as possible.
If you're confident that that will work.
Oh, I'm not confident about anything at this point.
I might have a few backup contingencies.
Well,
So I would say the priority is getting that thing out of Sakar's head so that he doesn't get mind controlled, and then getting out of here. And at this point, maybe getting to a lift so we could just try to beeline up to where Lek is, because this floor by floor policy is not going well for us.
well,
Good
but
call.
when you looked on this floor, there was nothing else, right? There were no elevators up
So far.
so far.
That we've
Yeah.
seen.
Okay.
I stopped at this room because it seemed like this might be where we would find a lift, but apparently that was a trap.
Okay.
Mm.
Am I having any luck getting that thing out of Sakar's head?
Nope. It's not actually attached. It's not going into his brain. It's kind of like it's magnetically attached to his brain. If you pull it, you are actually pulling on his brain. Like there's a, for all intents and purposes, magnetic connection between the two. You're pretty sure this thing's going to run out of battery eventually. You might actually just want to leave it.
Okay.
What if I phase?
Well, I kind of think it's stuck with you until it drops off.
You do have the other one that they try to place on Orem. But that one is unusable for different reasons.
Could I phase out of it?
Well, don't you have to charge to phase?
I actually don't.
It's got like 3 different phasing powers.
I do.
So which phasing power are you using?
Hunter of Two Worlds.
Okay. And how does that work?
Use a move action in place of a standard action. Lose a healing surge. Never mind. Da-di-da-di-do-do-do. What if I tried to turn the thing?
Turn it?
The thing where I sit in the fish crate and suddenly become translucent.
Oh.
We don't have any fish crates here.
You can try to become invisible.
Really?
Boy, I don't know.
Hey, I can play this game too.
I would like to try it.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. It's not feeling it.
Okay.
Can Randus fiddle around with the one that came off of Aurum and try to figure out a kind of release valve?
Randus goes and picks up the one that didn't quite hit Aurum.
Yeah.
It like little globules of the metal keep like floating off and turning into like daisies and stuff, and just like puffs of dandelion seeds.
I think Orm broke this one.
That'll teach him.
Flowered it right up.
Yes.
Little to be learned there, then.
Yeah, well.
All right, then I suppose we have to proceed.
Orm's fey nature might be their
We do.
Achilles heel.
I think we may have to deal with the fact that this is no longer a simple rescue mission.
And what would you say it is now?
Well,
A
we've seen what the
complicated
coil has.
rescue mission.
Yes.
We've
would
seen
say
what
a
the coil
difficult
has done to
rescue
this
mission.
city. Now imagine them having the ability to do that extraplanary.
Yes, that was the whole
point
point of this
rescuing
mission.
Lex.
Yeah, that's
is
why we're
to-
trying to get rid of
exactly
Lex.
is stopping
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. It may not be a rescue mission. If Lek is the key to that technology, and we cannot remove the key, we may need to destroy it.
I thought we discussed that before. In that we have to find out what information they have first before we would even consider doing something like that. Because, as far as we know, they could have already got something complete and jumped into a couple of other planes already.
If that had happened, I feel like the city would know. At any rate, we're losing time. We need to proceed forward. We need to operate with the knowledge that we still have.
Okay. I would agree.
Let's get out of this room. Be prepared for a fight. You know what?
You.
All right, I'm going to get out of this room. I'm going to try to scout as much as I can to try to find us the next safe path before I let everyone know where to proceed.
Or we probably could all just stick together, since you're very wounded.
I would agree.
And at this point, I'm pretty sure they know we're here.
I suppose. I'm just trying to avoid as many more fights as possible.
How about you keep all of us within eyeshot?
Well, that's not going to be much scouting.
Yeah, but if they catch you, if on the off chance that they catch you while you're away, you're probably done.
It's fair. All right, then let's all open the door.
Okay.
Ket'll step up front and open the door.
Okay. Ket opens the door. There is that lab that you guys were in. It appears to be trashed. But it's very likely that it was trashed just because of the air funnel that like pulled you guys in here.
All right. Step through.
Okay. You're in the lab. Exits are directly in front of you. And back into the kill room.
Yeah, let's not do that one.
Yeah.
Looks safe
We'll
in here.
go forward.
Okay.
I'll consult my super out-of-date maps to see if I can figure out where a lift or stairway might be.
Give me a history check.
I'm bad at that, but I will try.
I know someone who's good at that.
Yeah. If Orem wants to peer over my shoulder and help, he is more than welcome to.
Map, you say?
I actually think Ket's good at that too.
Probably. Ket's pretty smart.
Although
As
I
is
nat
Guy.
20 in my history check, so that's a
That
32.
works too.
34 for me.
That's great. Your 10 is better than my nat 20.
Well, it doesn't matter.
34 for me too.
We all read maps like a champ.
Yep.
Go Team Reed.
So, I'm going to say that Little Sparkle pulls out a map as you guys are in this lab and hands it to Orem, and Ket looks over his shoulder, and the two of them are like, "Oh, there could be." At which point they hear a click, and they see that Little Sparkle has opened a little latch that was behind a desk. Which appears to be a duct of some kind.
Oh, that's the best news I've heard all day. Alright, I will take point so that I can scour this thing for traps, but let's go through here and see where it leads.
Okay.
How big is this duct?
It appears to be a little under, we'll say 5 feet across.
Okay.
So it's probably for raising or lowering something in and out of the labs rather than for people to traverse.
It's a dumbwaiter.
That seems like a reasonable assumption. It does just go straight up and down. So Little Sparkle gets in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are in the duct. There aren't any handles or anything, but the way that the actual thing is built, it's like, imagine if it's like, we're talking about like just empty steel cubes with panels on the side. So every given cube has like a little bit for you to like dig your fingers into, if you get my meaning.
Sure, like there's like the seams.
Yep, exactly.
Alright. Then I will start trying to shimmy my way up.
Okay. It seems to go up for quite a ways.
So if we're operating under the theory that this is a dumbwaiter, can I figure out a way to like make it go up and down, like what the base mechanism is?
You can't see it from here. If there is a mechanism, and this isn't just something you drop things down, then it might be attached to whatever bus they're using.
Sorry, whatever. What is using?
Bus or cart or tray or
sure. Makes sense.
basket.
If I, just looking up and down, can I see anything like that?
You see something that could be the mechanism or could be just the top of the thing. It's not very well lit. You're mostly just operating with the light coming in from labs and from random grates on the way up.
I actually have, I believe, dark vision.
Yeah.
Low light vision.
Okay. Well, you would imagine that the thing you see at the very top is probably the thing, but it's probably operated from the mechanism itself rather than having like a button or a lever or something that you press to raise it or lower it.
Got it. All right, so I would need to get to the top to even get it to move.
Right.
Okay. I'll try, like, push a little bit, like, how difficult a climb is it?
It's really not too bad. There's places to hang on to, and it just really depends how much or how fast you're trying to make the climb.
Cool. Then yeah, I'll duck out of the tube and be like, all right, I think I found us a way up.
All right.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it's a straight up climb, but it doesn't seem too hard. So I guess just again follow me, and I'll keep my eyes open for anything that looks trapped.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm not sure.
What aren't you sure about?
If there is a trap and it injures you. I mean, I understand the need to watch for traps, but having you take point in your state doesn't seem very smart.
If, say, someone else takes point and they don't notice the trap, and the trap is an explosion and it hits all of us, then my being in the back isn't going to help.
Fine.
Okay, then. I take point.
Let's see.
I
How
proceed
competent is
cautiously.
Brandis's trap finding?
So
Is it based on
Sparkle first.
perception?
Was that dungeoneering?
Thievery, probably.
Thievery?
It's perception to spot them, thievery to disarm them.
My perception is 17.
My perception is 18.
Well, if you want to take
My
point.
perception is
with-
10.
I'm
better than mine.
I'm just gonna roll past this because I don't want you guys to sit here and compare your actual stats.
Mhm.
Sure.
So unless you actually want to talk about this in character, then let's move on.
Nah, I'm going to go first.
Okay. Okay, so give me a marching order. Sparkle's first. Who's next?
I'll go second.
I'll take middle.
4.
I guess I'm last.
I guess so.
Try
It's
to
like,
keep up,
screw this,
Dr.
I'm going
Fancy.
home.
Yeah. Ket just closes the grate behind him, pulls up his Salamander's coil jumpsuit. Like, that went that way, guys. Oh, I'm so happy you guys came. Just missed them. All right. So you guys start climbing up the thing. There's actually plenty to climb. This thing goes up, you would imagine, a few floors.
How many do we estimate?
Let's say conservatively it goes up maybe 4 floors.
When we were on the second?
Second, yeah.
Mm.
God, we were on the second floor.
Well, then I think we take it all the way to the top, barring anything that stops us.
As far to the top as we can go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. You guys climb up the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we hear anything when we pass any of the other doors or grates? Or do we see anything?
Sure. As soon as Little Sparkle gets to the first grate, she sees people in another room moving around. They appear to be basically carrying something or rolling something on a cart, and they are kind of hurrying. This is presumably the 3rd floor.
I don't linger too long.
Okay. You get to the next floor. This one, you don't really see anything here. The lights are off. There's no real movement.
Cool. Proceed then.
Okay. You get to the 5th floor. This appears to be another hallway of some kind. But when you look up at where the 6th floor would be, you do see that whatever this thing is docked on the 6th floor. So you can't really get past it.
Got it. So, getting out of this 5th floor is where it's at.
Yeah, pretty much. Even with shenanigans, like this thing just takes up the size of the thing, so you guys can't really do it without basically getting out on the 5th floor and then trying to maybe finagle it.
Sure. All right. So she'll telepathically say, "All right, we're blocked further up, so we're gonna get up here and see if we can find a floor up, and then we can try to get back into this tunnel since it seems safer than alternatives."
Roger.
All right. So little Sparkle comes out of the grate.
Yep.
Okay. You find yourself in a hallway. Obvious exits are that way and that way.
I will go one of the ways.
Okay.
Preferably the safer one.
So everybody else comes out?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys are in a hallway, and little Sparkle is going that way.
Suppose we
I'm
follow.
going to follow.
Yeah, follow.
Okay. It's not very long before the hallway ends, and you find yourselves in what is very likely going to be, or was at some point, an office. It's a big, wide area, and there's actual, like, kind of paneling up against the wall. There's nothing else here. And there's actually windows that are open, like, facing out. And then there's another hallway at the end of this office.
Can we see what's going on at ground level through the window?
Yeah. So immediately through the window, you see these two sets of maybe 4 ropes going straight down. Well, up and down. So basically, they're anchored to something past the floor and something below where you are.
Are people climbing on them?
They don't seem to be, at least not at this level. But the ropes do appear to be moving, as though there was some sort of a pulley system going on.
Interesting. How exposed are these ropes? Like, can people see them from, like, kind of an area?
That is a difficult question. You're going to have to tell me which people from which area.
Fair enough. I guess, like, how exposed would they be to the rest of the platform?
They are right on the side of the building. So anybody who is in that third of the platform would be able to see those ropes.
Interesting.
Anybody with, say, a ranged weapon?
Could I hazard any type of guess as to what, like, is this window cleaning? Is this a elite task force that's rappelling down?
It's probably not window cleaning. They would have probably seized that by now. Then again, it is the coil. Well, probably not, because if this was at one of their corporate buildings, they might try to play it off like there weren't a bunch of deadly truants inside and get people back to work. Here, they would have probably seized that. You can, because the windows kind of protrude a little bit, you can, like, try to get right up to the window and look down to see what they're pulling up.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay. Little Sparkle gets up to the window, looks down. It does not appear to be a crack team of commandos. Well, unless that crack team of commandos is housed inside 2 locust tanks that are being winched up the building.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So time to cut the ropes.
The locust tanks don't really do vertical changes in their trajectory all that well, right?
Probably not. Then again, you have, just in the time you've been here, seen maybe 4 different models of locust tank. So these guys like their locust tanks and fiddle with them plenty. So who knows? Maybe these are Alpine locust tanks.
So are the tanks currently below us?
They are currently below you.
Sweet. I cut the hell out of those ropes.
Okay.
Agreed.
You wedged a magical dagger pretty good into that window.
Can I, like, saw through them, or?
I think there's a window in our way first.
Yes.
Oh, got it. Right. That's what he was saying. Okay. Can I open the window?
There does not appear to be any sort of mechanism to open these windows.
Can I use my own mechanism to open the window?
Sure.
Can I smash open a window?
How are you smashing it?
It's a good question. Let's see if I hit it really hard with the hilt of a sword.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that your weapons are magic, because you basically get a pretty good nick and a pretty good one of those like weird vibrations going down your arm.
Mm-hmm. So it's not glass.
Well, it's not mundane glass, certainly. You're also pretty sure that you didn't see windows on the other side, so not only is this very difficult to penetrate glass, it's also like two-way glass.
That's neat.
Magic.
She'll shrug and say, "It's warded. We should keep going."
Agreed. We keep going.
Okay.
In an attempt to stay faster than the locust tanks.
Okay. You guys keep going. Let's see. You continue down the hallway. The hallway goes to a T intersection. One of the directions heads in the basically the one to the left is the direction that you were looking at the tanks just now. And then the one on the right is deeper into the building.
I think we'll be going away from the tanks.
That's the plan I was looking towards.
So you guys head in basically hang a right at the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see a long hallway, a long empty hallway. There's some doors, some of which are even half open, but there does not appear to be any movement around any of them.
Keeping the guys in sight, then I will try to like stealth up so I can peek into the partially open hallways and see if any of them seem to have a stairwell in them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check while we're here.
Sure thing. That'll be a nat 20 for a 47.
Dang.
You fade into the shadows and the sterile corporate shadows, and basically it looks like these are either offices or labs that were like hastily evacuated.
Makes sense. Then yeah, I will basically peer in, quickly see if I can try to find anything that like, or even actually maybe possibly make a perception check to see if these guys were evacuating, they had to have gone somewhere. So if I can track kind of like footprints or stuff left behind to figure out where the nearest stairwell or lift would be.
Interestingly, I think that would be what do we use for tracking nowadays? Is that nature? But it's an urban environment, so maybe let them be streetwise. Give me a streetwise check.
Much rather make a streetwise than a nature check, so I'll do that. That was D4 plus my modifier, so that's not very helpful.
Yeah.
Sorry, that'll be 26.
That's actually
worse on the D20.
Yeah, it's that's strong.
Yeah. Fortunately, there does seem to be an obvious route. And within a couple of steps, you find yourself at what is pretty clearly an elevator.
Great. I will try to like examine the panels first to find out if it's still operational or if it's like been rewired to electrocute anyone that presses the up button or something.
It hasn't. It's just deactivated.
Good
Okay.
thinking.
So it is deactivated though.
hmm
Oh, okay. Is there a way for me to reactivate it from here, or would that need to be at some central place?
You might be able to do it. It would just take some rewiring and possibly an additional energy source to jumpstart it.
Hey, Brandis.
She'll
Somebody
wave at
say
Brandis.
Yes.
Help me rewire this.
Okay. Go over there, and me and assistant help rewire.
So I can get some thievery checks. And what are you using as a energy source?
Magic?
Yes, pretty much. Some sort of capacitive crystal has been previously charged for just such an occasion.
All right, Donatello, I'll allow it.
Nice.
So, thievery and arcana.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I've got a 33 thievery.
There's the thievery, 27. Arcana. Oh, 26.
All right. You wire your capacitor crystal to it, and the elevator door opens halfway, closes a little bit, and then opens all the way.
I think that might work.
Let's try it.
Is there
Hop in, boys.
Yeah, is there room for all of us?
There is.
All right.
It's a little crowded, but there's room.
We can make it work.
Yes.
Who would have known?
Press the button for 14.
13.
There is no 13th floor.
With the mezzanine.
There is in this building.
You say,
There's never a 13th floor.
except for the
All
fact
the
that that's
floors
the
are
floor that
13.
Lek is being held on.
Yep.
Okay.
There's just
I'll just stop now. That's fine.
there are no actual buttons. There's just kind of an on-off button.
On.
Great.
Yep.
Do I have any
yes.
idea where this thing, like from futzing around with the wiring, where this is going to dump out, or?
From the wiring, wherever the shaft ends.
Great.
So that's about all the information you have.
And the doors are solid, so I can't like see where it's how many
Right.
floors we've moved up.
You
Can
can
we-
try. You can try and count.
Okay.
Reasonably. You guys, between all of you, can estimate how fast it's moving and roughly how tall a floor is.
Could we wedge open the doors?
That might make it more difficult for this thing to move. It's
Okay.
you don't have to tell them, but you didn't do a great job wiring it to go.
Basically, could we then try to count and then kind of like pinch the wire when we get it to where it needs to be to make it stop?
Yeah, you guys can just like turn it
Flip
off
it
when you
off.
get when you get to where you're going.
Then I think that's the play.
Okay.
Go, Randus.
All right.
I mean, Mr. Nothing.
Flip.
All right. You guys start going up.
All right.
So
6,
6,
7,
7,
8.
crunch.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did we hit the dumbwaiter?
Oh no, that's
a
something
different
else.
place.
Yeah.
Different entirely.
We hit something, though.
Has it stopped?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a opening in the top of the
That's a good call.
elevator
Is-
thing?
Yes.
Push it open.
Okay. It clangs as you hit some sort of ceiling.
Hmm.
Can I back it down?
Well, nope, it's
No.
pretty wedged here on the 8th floor.
Oh, okay.
Could we
Can we
Alright,
open the doors?
well,
open
that
the door?
got us
Yes.
up some more floors.
I just wanted to see
So
what was
let's
blocking our way.
evacuate and see if we can find another way up.
Okay. So you guys open the doors?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. When you open the doors, here's what you see. Essentially, there is a little elevator well that has this elevator, and that's it, just up against the wall. Then at the end, there's a hallway that goes a little bit, and then it seems to just a few feet, and then it seems to open up into a wider set of rooms. These rooms are actually pretty big, and they have kind of big vault-like openings, or big vault-like doors, rather. There's probably about 8 of them. Well, yeah, we'll say about 8. So 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and then at the end of the hallway, there is another similar well that probably also houses an elevator. It's entirely likely that that's an elevator that goes up for
Sure,
some other
it's like
floors,
one
right?
of those
yeah,
hotel lobby situations where there are different wells.
Yep. But the central feature is not so much that well that presumably will get you farther up, but rather the modified locust tank sitting in front of it with an ample rotating crystal gun that is essentially about to fire straight at you guys.
Close the doors! Close the doors!
Close.
Oh, you've seen what a locust tank can do. If you close the doors, it'll just shred right through them.
Run.
Then we better scatter.
Pile up, scatter.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Oh.
Hooray.
Yes.
Oh.
Hooray.
All right. Let's try to do
boo-ray.
better than last time, guys.
Boo earns.
I make no promises.
Okay. Who wants to drive?
Clack, clack,
Oh,
clack,
I would say.
clack.
All right. Kettle drive.
All right.
He feels a
It
connection
goes
to the
Dr.
locust
Fancy
tank.
because of the clacking.
Yep. All right. Give me initiatives.
Mine's gonna be 37. I forgot to add my mom, but
21.
a nat
Rolled a
20.
nat 20. Holy crap.
Third one.
Did
so
you
far.
hack the servers, Sam?
I needed some kind of advantage after last session, so
Old Snake.
25.
Dr. Fancy.
21.
Mr. Nothing.
15.
I'm not last.
Classic. And Agent 222.
34.
All right. And then this will be the top of the round. All right. So, presumably the object of this skill challenge is to not be torn to shreds by a Gatling magical laser, and with additional things of like getting to safety and presumably advancing as well, but primarily with the not dying and the flavin. So at the top of the round, Little Sparkle starts to see the thing spin up.
So she will just do a classic, pretty much stop, drop, and roll, and like fall to the ground and try to tumble out of the elevator and away from the locust tank with a acrobatics check.
Okay, go for it.
I have a 37.
37 will do it. All right, little sparkle straight out the door, tumbling. Agent 222.
I think I would use one of my teleport spells to my face step to pop out around the corner of this hallway that we're in to try to either draw its fire or to get out of the way of its fire.
Well, you can definitely try to draw its fire. Unfortunately, you can't go around corners with teleports.
Well, I can jump forward though.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me an Arcana check to aim it.
39.
That's pretty good. All right. So yeah, Agent 222 appears a significant distance forward as this thing essentially begins to fire. Old Snake.
How big is the area in between the tank and us?
The area in between the tank and you is actually really long. It is, I don't know, maybe we'll say probably easily a good 70 yards.
And are there any hidden areas, or is it entirely open?
It is entirely open except for the big vault doors on either side, of which there are 8.
Trying to think of a way where I might be able to do a nature check. But if it's an entirely open space, the nature of it should be obvious. But you know what I can do? I can use my perception to see which way is the best way to get the hell out of the way.
Sure.
All right. And then dodge that direction because it started shooting at me. 27.
All right. 27 is not going to do it. And I want to say no one has action points at this stage.
Reasonably for certain we all used them in the fight.
Okay. So that will be a failure. Essentially, this thing is spinning up and bringing itself to bear, but it starts a little high. So Orem and Little Sparkle, who are keeping low, are largely safe. But as this thing starts to basically come down and close the arc towards you guys, Sakar gets a good singe from the lasers as he essentially starts moving forward out of the elevator. Let me just keep track of who all has failed these, because that will matter. Text. Oh, I'll just put a little mark on your guy, actually. Bloop. And bloop. There we go. Dr. Fancy.
I want to do an insight to track where my allies are going, track where which of my allies the tank is going to try to shoot so I can guide people out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem reasonable?
Works for me.
All right. And boop. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Also 27, because I rolled a friggin' 3.
Oh-ho. We might not make it out of this elevator well, kids.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Just put a little mark
Am
here.
I the only one that has an action point?
I think so.
I say anybody who used it in the fight.
Yeah, I did not use mine in the fight.
Yeah.
I
So
was
then,
too
yes.
busy dying.
Basically, not yet. I said this thing is still. So this is all happening in like split seconds, right? So at the end of the round, 1 second will have passed, or I guess 6 seconds will have passed. So it is now basically to the point where it's about ready to tear everyone up, seeing as how you have one failure left. So Ket is moving forward, and then immediately kind of is like, okay, if this thing is going this way, and this thing is going this way, but it's just kind of not happening fast enough. He's just a little bit out of sync with everything that's happening, which takes us to Mr. Nothing.
It's a daily. Just trying to think. I still want to do that. Yeah, probably. Basically, I just want to barrel down the hall and just do what I can to keep moving to try to get at and maybe under the tank.
Oh, that thing is way too far away from you. You're not going to be able to clear it in one turn.
Okay.
This is specifically a really bad situation. Like this thing has distance and ammo and payload on you guys.
Well, Orem can't port around corners, but I could probably get around. Can I disappear and come back in somewhere where I can get a better route at it, where it's not going to be able to be gunning right at me, and then I can hopefully shut it down?
I mean, yeah, the good thing about that power is that it's the power of like, let me check in 6 seconds where everything is.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to give me an Arcana check for that.
I'll do that then. 41.
Oh, there we go.
All right. That is a success. Randus goes somewhen.
Yes.
And that is the top of the round.
So I figure Little Sparkle's dealt with enough of these tanks at this point that she has a pretty good idea of where their blind spots are. So she's going to try to press her way in the hallway in order to try to keep it from tracking her as she continues to move forward.
Well, the problem with that thing is that you do know where its blind spots are, and it has wedged itself so that nothing is in those except for the wall.
So no stealth check for me?
Probably not. You're dealing with a wide area of effect thing. I mean, you can try and make yourself less of a target by like hugging corners or whatever. Definitely.
Yeah, then I'll take that approach.
There's also trying to potentially just break into one of the vaults.
That's actually a totally decent idea. Then yeah, I will try to find us a way out of its crosshairs by like running my fingers along the walls and looking for a spot that we can push into. With maybe a thievery check.
Works for me.
Q. Let me double check my stat for that. Yep. I've got a 29.
29 is not going to do it.
All right. I will use always a natural to reroll.
Okay.
Which gives me a 39.
A 39 will do it.
Yay!
So we'll say that little spark. Would you like to roll left or right?
I will go right.
Okay. So little sparkle rolls right, and in a quick and amazing bit of lock picking, essentially pops one of the vault doors open, which actually opens out but doesn't open all the way. So these are like big round vault doors, right? It clicks open and starts sliding out, which actually gives you a way to go in and also provides a big metal shield momentarily, at least if it doesn't continue to open or this thing doesn't just obliterate it. So a little bit of a respite. So that's Little Sparkle's turn. That takes us to Agent 222.
Can I see what's in the vault?
Yeah.
From my angle?
Yeah. Always lit. The vault itself is not, but you just see just like rows and rows of junk, basically. Like mechanical parts that you don't recognize.
Unfortunately. Okay. Well, then I'm going to... what did you use, Sam?
Thievery.
All right.
Thievery.
I'm going to attempt to use my acrobatics to jump and bound my way also next to Sparkle behind that vault door.
Okay.
25. Wah, wah.
Okay.
Ouch. You don't have any feats or anything that give you 2 dice in acrobatics?
Nope.
Are you sure?
do not. I don't think so.
You don't have any other form of reroll?
Super reflect. Super. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, you do get to roll twice. I do have
What?
Agile Athlete. Roll twice with acrobatics and athletics checks.
All right.
What?
roll me another d20, friend.
Thank you.
Oh.
30.
Hey,
Huh.
is that the threshold?
That is the threshold.
Yeah, but we still have 3 more to go.
Orem dives into the vault. It is to Old Snake.
Hey, Matthew, can you...
So the tank has 2 guns?
It just has one big one.
One big
It's
gun.
spinning around, shooting deadly light beams at you.
And it's too far away to run to. Is it too far to get a thrown weapon to?
You might be able to temporarily mess with it by throwing something at it.
I'm wondering if I can knock the gun maybe out of alignment or hopefully jam it and have it explode and the whole tank blow up and everything will be beautiful.
Well, definitely not with 3 things to go, but
It's worth a try.
but knocking it momentarily out of alignment is looking pretty good.
All right. Athletics check to hurl my sword with deadly accuracy and force.
Okay,
Yay.
38.
38 is a success. Yep. So this thing is basically now starting to just not quite punch holes into the door as it swings open, but definitely starting to ding it pretty good. Sakar chucks his flying... Is it a scimitar?
Mm-hmm.
Flying scimitar at
Of
it.
chuckery.
And, yep, essentially... clocks it right at the center of the barrel, and it essentially starts firing upwards and just showers all of you in dust as it starts blasting into the ceiling. And we'll say that also the scimitar comes back and he can catch it in a cool way.
Cool.
Dr. Fancy, still at 1 failure.
Yep.
Oh, did anybody fail in between? No, obviously not, because you would have failed. Okay.
Okay. I would like to take the opportunity that Sakar has presented with us to snap orders at everybody to get what we need to do to take this down, or at least
You are not going to be able to take this down. It's
Okay.
in the vault or shred it to bits. You're just not going to be
Okay.
able to get up to it in
to
time.
snap orders to the last 2 that haven't actually gotten out of the line of fire just yet.
Yep.
Using diplomacy,
Works for me.
as well as activating beguiling tongue to get a +5.
Nice.
And my Star Ruby ring uses power when making a charisma-based skill check during a skill challenge. You can roll twice and take the better result.
Sounds
I
good.
love it.
So 2d20 K1 plus 21 plus 5. 44.
Okay. Now,
Nice.
Rob, my good man, is there not an additional rider to that?
There is, in fact, an additional rider to that. If you've reached at least 1 milestone today, which we have, a successful roll on the skill challenge counts for 2 victories,
All right.
I see. Okay.
thus preventing my favorite moments in the game relying on Randus to pass or fail.
That is amazing. Good work.
Worth the price of admission right there.
Okay, so amazingly, and this is so Ket. In behind the scenes, mechanically stacks a bunch of bonuses to be like, "Hey, everybody, get in here!" But sure enough, everybody manages to dive into the vault, and as Sakar catches his flying scimitar, manages to get a hand on it and essentially force it shut. And it clicks as it closes,
Trapping us in darkness.
Wait, I thought
trapping
this was supposed
you
to be a
in
victory.
darkness.
We're not dead.
And if we hit
Victory
another
is
milestone.
relative.
Quick, Randus, this is a vault for a reason. Look at any of this stuff and see if you can use it.
On it.
Crack a sunrod.
Does
Okay.
any of
I'm
this stuff
assuming it's
look
pitch
like...
black in here?
Does any of this stuff resemble any of the weapon? I mean, in any way, shape, or form resemble any of the weapons that we saw when we were on the train?
No, all of this stuff is, coils, rods, arcs, antennas.
So just
Some-
parts.
Yep, some capacitors, but definitely nothing complete. This is, in fact, a big vault full of big parts. Some of them are actually really large. I mean, we're talking, maybe something that's like a half circle that, if you look at the diameter of it, maybe is like, a good 10 feet across.
No inventory numbers or tags on any of this stuff? Because they seem like a group of people that would want to inventory and tag everything.
Sure. There's some inventory numbers.
Do they say what any of them are?
No.
Do they
Justin.
say any of them like part 1 of 2?
Sure.
Any,
Some of them.
any of
some
them
of them
that say
do.
part 2 of 2?
Yeah.
Do the 1s and the 2s
Part
fit together?
3 of 2.
Yeah. Orem can easily assemble essentially a winch,
Mm.
like a motorized winch, without the cable or anything on either side. But basically, yeah, just
Brandis,
like kind of
does
just
this do anything?
like spinning around.
I don't think that's going to be doing too much in our situation here.
Is there any cabling in here?
I am looking for a way out that is not the way we came. Like
Okay.
any ducts or tunnels that this might connect to.
Okay. Everybody who wants to look for something, give me a perception check, and we'll go in order.
Double checking.
Oh, we have action points again.
We do.
You do. Yeah. Everybody gain 1 action point.
Do.
Oh, my perception is terrible.
Mine is not so bad.
Yes. Team.
Okay. Wow.
Go Team Elf.
28, 27, 13, 12, 26.
Yes.
So is 28 the high? All right. Well, what's Sakar looking for?
Sakar is looking for anything that looks like it might be a duct or an exit or something that could be used to get out without walking back into the fire of the thing.
Yep. Is that also what Little Sparkle is looking for?
Yep.
Sakar is looking up because Sakar is the tallest.
Right. Also exercise or completely throwing away convention that PCs never look up.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, there does not appear to be anything that is large enough for any of you to exit through. There are some ventilation ducts, but they are like really small. I mean, we're talking about like maybe something that you could like potentially squeeze a golf ball into.
Do I think any of them might basically go from here to above where the tank is, so that we could like basically lob one of Randus's bombs that way?
No, these are just in the vaults. They're probably
Okay.
just straight up meant to make it so that people can work in here without suffocating.
Fair.
And potentially for, anything else the Coil wants to do with them, throw in neurotoxins or whatever.
Great.
Yeah, Gladys.
Yes.
Looks like we're going to have to go back out.
Yep.
Well, there goes my plan.
Which was?
Use your winch to keep the door shut.
Well, that's, yeah.
Was anybody else looking for something?
Yeah, I was looking for anything of a destructive nature.
You can probably work something out. You just have enough stuff in here that you can put something together.
Randy's built a locust tank.
The real question would be the plan leading up to and after said devastation, right? It's like the issue would be if you constructed some sort of explosive, like delivering it to the tank without getting shredded. If you constructed some sort of weapon, giving yourself enough time to set it up to blast it, so on and so forth. But generally speaking, any sort of destructive thing you can definitely put together between the stuff that you have and the stuff that's actually here.
I'm thinking.
So if I turn my winch upside down, won't it? If it's motorized, won't it automatically start moving?
Yep, you can put it on the ground and it'll kind of like spin around.
Spin around or move forward?
Probably just add like a lip and then.
No, because it's got two wheels on the. It would have to have two things on the side.
I see what you're saying. Like you set it down straight up. I thought you said like on its side, and then it's like
No. Like upside down.
Yeah. Basically, it does that thing where it like flips and then flips over itself.
Yeah. So
right? Does that make sense? And then like flips over and then flips over itself again.
So can we not? When we open this vault door, send it out to draw their fire because they're not going to know what it is, and then that'll give you time to.
They would certainly shred it. But the thing is, remember, the fire is almost the entirety of the hallway. So distracting them with a little winch doesn't mean that you would actually be able to make it through. In any case, as you guys are sitting around looking for... did I miss anybody? Is anybody else looking for something?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't know. I was looking for a cabling for the winch.
Yep. You can find a spool of cable for it.
Hey. I guess that means you're next.
I was just looking to see if there were any other things that could be used for weapons.
Not that Orem can tell immediately. But him and his winch, I'm sure, will certainly be enough. But as you guys are assessing your situation, Ket pulls some cable down from a shelf. You guys hear really mostly you feel it. You feel a really loud explosion coming from above you.
Oh.
That's not good.
Is it?
Like directly above us, or where the tank was?
It's hard to tell. It would if it was either directly above you or a really, really huge explosion. And also, the vault is like, it's like on the same level. Like you guys didn't like go down into it, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the same level as the tank. So
you're on the same level as the tank. So whatever blew up probably wasn't the tank. So as I was saying, either something directly above you blew up pretty hard, or something several floors above you blew up extra hard.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that means something else is going on.
You have a scroll sending, right?
I do. I think so does. I think we have 4 of them, right?
Give me.
I give my scroll of sending to Ket.
Okay. You guys hear a clicking sound from the door.
Uh-oh.
I prepare to
Draw my dagger.
kill anything that comes through the door.
There's something else going on.
Yeah.
You better hurry if you're going to use this thing. Use it.
Yeah, I'm going to use the scroll. Because he already spent the time casting,
it's
right?
instantaneous.
Yeah. What's the name of the building we're in?
The Black Archive.
The Black Archive.
Okay. Cast it. Like, we're in the archive with you. Let us know if there's anything going on. We're on floor 8.
Click.
Swords out.
Who's there?
The door opens, and it like basically opens just enough to let someone in, and the Queen's rebellious daughter rolls into the room.
Dun, dun, dun. What a great place to end this week's episode. Thank you so much, everyone. If you enjoyed these adventures as much as we have, and you think it's worth 50 cents an episode, head over to patreon.com/majorspoilers. Sign up. Your contribution helps us keep this show going week after week. If you have questions, podcast@majorspoilers.com. And until next time, here's hoping all of your last-ditch efforts involve the Queen's rebellious daughter.
This podcast is copyright 2016 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
This podcast is part of the Frog Pants Studios Network. For more information about this and other shows, visit frogpants.com. Audio program so good, it's like you're there.